Okay, Olaf. Now this is your demo. Already recorded Cedrins. And yeah, here again I'm going to talk a little bit about what you did in this match and what you could have done better in some situations in depth, because whenever we watch the demos together we don't really get to look at everyone like really in depth. So yeah, I decided to do this because I think this could really help to boost anyone's understanding of the map quite quickly. So this right here was quite good. Watching the flank. But try to stick to one angle. So in a situation like this, try to stick to the door guy or try to help out towards the site. Actually, I'd say in this one, rather help out towards the site, because if you are right here and the teammate on site is here, you can just swing together onto the CT guy. Just count it off like 3, 2, 1 swing or something like that, and then kill this guy. Then the guy from side can join you on short. You both swing out onto the guy on short, and then you already kill 2 people, and if necessary trade it. So yeah, try to kill anyone towards CT first. Communicate with your teammates so that you swing at the same time, and then peek out towards short later. And especially in gun rounds, never peek out towards short solo. You can jiggle it, go for info, but never wide swing it. If you want to take connector and you want to do the thing with the flashbang, I'd recommend you to throw a Molotov first. You don't really just want to sneak up and then throw this flashbang, because if someone peeks right at that moment, like if someone is ready here, and then you bounce this flashbang and he swings out, he might actually get one of you for free. And if that's happened to be the one not throwing the flashbang, then the other one might get caught as well because he doesn't have his gun out yet. So if you want to do the thing with the flashbang, you have to molly the stairs here first. And by the way, I saw you do this. Don't throw anything down here. Throw it onto the stairs here. So onto this little ledge up here. Bounce anything off this pillar, pretty much. The smoke, the Molotov, whatever, but never drop something down here. Like that. And also don't nade the connector. I already told Cedrin, you don't want to throw nades in connector, because you want to keep this door intact. This door should always be closed until you clear the entire connector, and then you can start working towards short, but never just destroy this door. So let's go back actually, because I missed quite a bit. I missed the first the MP round and then the gun round. Now I don't remember if this happened on Inferno or on Overpass here. We'll just see. But I think it was Inferno. Right here, go together with your teammate. So if your teammate goes into toilets, which is actually the smarter choice, just join him in toilets. Just come in here with him. And I don't recommend to run up highway anyway. You can try to check this corner real quick here, and then you should always walk through toilets. Okay, so this didn't happen here, but so this probably happened on Inferno. What happened was I died in one round, and I had to rebuy. And you also bought a rifle. Don't do that. If we are in the third round, we should play out everything we have, and if one guy dies, he's the only one to buy, and he will buy for himself, so don't drop him as well. That's really important, because if we now lose, we still have 4 rifles. If you drop someone and then you buy up after that, then we only have 3 rifles in the next round if we lose. And obviously if you just buy up a rifle like that and drop your MP, then if we lose the round, we don't have a rifle in the next one as well. So in the third round, always try to play out everything you have, and if you die, then you are the one to rebuy for yourself. That's why you should keep 800 in the beginning, so that you can then afford a rifle. Right, so nade towards mid, that's okay, because you weren't the first one, so you didn't have to flash. Flash towards long. Now, since they smoked this off, I don't know, probably Max called this one. You might even have seen this one. You don't want to waste your flash on long. In a situation like this, it's very likely that they push out mid, or at least hold this one. So what you can do is come here and throw Molotov over the wall that lands here to force anyone off this angle. Right here, they can only sit behind it, I guess. But what you actually want to use your flashbang for, throw it up here into the sky, so that it lands pretty much here. And I will flash anyone on long, flash anyone who pushed out mid and watching to looking towards this entry point here. And this actually flashes also people that sit here. If it goes high enough, it will pop right there, and then people here will also get blind from this. So that's what you want to use your flashbang for. If they push mid, if the CTs push mid. Let's go back a little bit to watch this round. Develop. Don't molly it. This is just a wasted Molotov. I mean, it did force the guy off, but I mean, it doesn't really do anything if you don't push up after and try to take the map. Here again, stay with your teammate inside the toilets. Yeah. Nice round though. Good entries. Okay, connect that. Nice dink on the teammate. Oof. Ui. Yeah, you can see the missing aim training. Again, don't use a Molotov. This is kind of wasted. And the second one, oh no. Just smoke it off. I mean, Molotovs can only be used really on areas where they will block off everything, but this doesn't block off anything. Like, they can't push in, of course. By why would they push in? They would never push into like 3 AKs. What they can do is still peek behind the Molotov, and if you peek close behind the Molotov, you actually have a really good advantage, a sight advantage. So just smoke this off instead. Let's go back a little bit, because that was really risky. Also, take your time and use flashbangs against them. Like, you know there were a lot of people there, then just, I don't know, drop an underhand flashbang and then try to fight them. Or just get out of there, fall back and climb up the ladder again. Okay, you're the one in the back. But you don't want to stay in connector on your own. Actually, you should rather join your teammates. The guy on short, as you can see, will not flank immediately. That's because we just had a lot of pressure on. Yeah, we just put a lot of pressure on connector, and he doesn't really want to push in there against rifles with just a whatever. What does he have? A deagle. He wants to get a good flank on you. Which basically means for us that we just have to be quick enough at the front. So we just have to take A quick enough, and then we don't really will have problems with the flank. You're only 20 HP, you'd be one shot, you would give the opponent a rifle in a situation like this. So just join your teammates, try to take the site, and then, yeah, fight that guy later on. Now here, next mistake. When you are on site and you have one smoke, you want to drop the smoke right in between these two, like in between the truck and the side boxes. Drop the smoke in between, have your teammate plant inside the smoke, and what you will do is sit on the truck. So you're going to sit here. The reason for that is because you can jiggle towards CT very easily, you can see that. You can jump and see bank, and you are not exposed towards middle. As soon as you have planted, you can now decide to push either into CT or fall back and take toilets and then defend from toilets. So these are the two options you have. But the biggest mistake in this round was not to join your teammates on the A execute. So yeah, in a situation like this, when we are lower numbers, we need all of our firepower in, yeah, at the front, basically. Same thing here again. You don't want to nade open the door, and if it is open, smoke it off. That's just a lot of wasted utility you're throwing there, so just smoke it off. And if you don't molly off the stairs, don't throw this flashbang. Now next mistake here, our default is structured in a way where we take mid and then we take connector control. In this situation we couldn't do this because you both ran out connector. I don't exactly remember what the call was. I might have actually called this, but if I did, that was not so good. What we actually want to do is keep you two in connector, defending the door. Obviously this door should be shut, but someone should stay in here watching the flank, and then someone can come up here and wait here, and then as soon as I cross middle with the flashbang, he can, if I die, come out and trade. If I make it into connector, we just go down connector and then take shot together, and Benji will basically stay here and watch middle from party. One guy should always stay a little bit more orientated towards the middle, so in case Benji dies he can always trade. But two of the guys should then take short, definitely. So one guy's just sitting in between these, like these two places, middle and short, and two guys are down here taking short. Right, if you walk out long, that's why you died. If you come out here, you want to check this corner first. So check that first, and then you want to walk out like this, completely clearing the tree. The tree is the most important position to clear when you walk out the toilets. Because as you can see, someone can just sit behind you and watch that. If we have no one from long peeking out, then you will get fucked by him, pretty much. So you always want to carefully clear this position. This flashbang really stuck to Zadrin, but the Molotov, you guys kind of forgot. That's That's rather unlucky. But I like the fact that you didn't peek out right away. I mean, in a situation like this, just imagine it was an AWP, you could have not traded this anyway, so it was good that you actually stayed in cover and then got another trade, like a trade on another guy. So, right here, I don't like that you run towards toilets on your own. If you want to take long toilets, then tell your teammates and tell them to join you. But look at how they are positioned. We have one guy in middle watching the boxes, Benji. We have one guy in connector watching the connector position. By the way, that is what you should have done pretty much. Not run out at all, but actually stay down here and watch the door. Because we need to keep connector. So like one of the most important positions, and we need to take short control. We need to take short control at least at one point into the round. If it's early round or if it's mid round, it doesn't matter, but we have to take the short area. And you as the connector guy should not be on long toilets. You should be in connector, and long toilets should be watched by, I don't know, me or Benji, I guess. But yeah, you should be in connector and watching the door. Now we're taking short right now, and you are so far away from us. You're not watching our flank. Like, what you should do at least is sit here and watch out that no one can flank us in connector. Which you're doing right now, I guess. No, not really, we come back up. But you should watch that so that we can't get flanked. Or what you can do is just before we take short, tell us that you are showing presence on long. So what you can do is come out here, throw a flashbang over, and then just peek this or jump spot here, just to get the CT's attention. And yeah, pretty much distract them. And as soon as they are distracted, we can take short. And if we take short, you could see that they rotated over to B, but imagine that you'd be up here in long, yeah, pressuring them from long, and then they probably might not rotate. So we on B could easily set up and we execute and then execute onto B. Yeah. So either pressure long or watch our back. And also stay a little bit closer to us, because then you can just anytime join us in connector and then watch the connector while we execute towards B, for example. But in a situation like this, I would have preferred it if you were like really close to us, so that if we decided to execute B, we had all of our firepower ready to go, and not split up like this. Now, as you can see, I called that we should dry walk out on a long. Simple reason: if nothing is happening in no, wait. If there was an open connector, right? Which pretty much means that there's probably another guy in connector or someone mid watching the guy's back, or at least that should be the case. I mean, this guy is solo here, so that's really dumb, actually. Someone should be in toilets watching the middle or be in connector with him. And usually it's 3 people on B. So I knew that long would be open. So what we really don't want to do is tell everyone that we are on long, and just pretty much run out long. I don't know, just take it. We could have just run all the way through towards A side. And now that we flashed, we exposed ourselves a little bit. They didn't realize it though, so that was on their side. But yeah, here again, you should have stayed with us on long. I actually wanted to tell you that you should stay. because then we could have just walked up along together and went instantly towards the side before this guy actually even went back, and just gotten the side for free, kind of. It was okay that you went through mid, but it was really risky because this guy in connector almost caught you sneaking past here. So yeah, that was kind of risky. If we had more people on long, if we had 4 people on long, then you could have gone towards the mid and just watched connector. Watch this, because we knew there was someone in connector. So you could have sat here and watched this, and also watch our flank. And then we could have pushed up long. Let's go back a little bit, because we lost this round, which we should have not. That should have not been the case, pretty much. Anyway, that was a good frag. Molotov, flashbang is good. You still have a smoke, so here again, smoke in between, like in between the truck and the side. I call that the in-between smoke. Or now that you know there's people in the middle, smoke off right in front of you. Lol. That was through the wall. Now here, you should have not peeked this one. I was pretty much right behind you. I was not ready to trade yet. Oh, look at these HPs, man. Yeah, you should have waited a little bit longer and then actually traded me, because I was not as well equipped as you were. I had an op, I had a Kevlar. No, I didn't even have Kevlar, I think. I don't know what I had. But yeah, you should have waited a little bit and at least waited for them to get on the bomb, because then we only have to deal with one guy if the other guy decides to stick it. Yeah. So here, you really like this long position, but honestly, don't go there alone. Like, if you want to go long, then tell your teammates and have like 1 or 2 people come with you, but stop going long on your own. Nice click towards long though, but yeah, don't go long on your own. Stay with your teammates in mid, or tell your teammates to go long together and have like one guy come with you. Door open again. This time there's even someone there. You should really swing on this guy together. You know there's one guy there, and then yeah, take that opportunity and try to get him. Like, have someone come up here and do the short Molotov where you sit at the box and then aim below the window right there, and then molly towards short, and then swing on this guy with a flashbang and trade him out. The nades were correct, but the problem is that you can't throw these if you have no one to entry with them. So what you have to do is tell Cedrin to go close and then run out with the flashbang, and also tell me on long that the flashbang is coming, and that's when I have to peek out. Yeah, let's have a look at this, by the way. I want to see the effect of it, if it did have any effect, or if people turned from it. But this guy on long, you can see he was full blind. If you told me that you threw this flashbang, I would have instantly run out with it, and this would have been a much easier frag. So yeah, that is really really like that one flashbang is like the most important nade in this entire round, I'd actually say, and therefore it's like really important that you tell your teammates to run out with it. Also, don't try to execute with 3 people left. If we only have 3 people and we are up against like 3 people, then we don't want to throw a full execute. We only want this one, like the one man set of utility kind of execute that I showed you. So this is totally fine what you just did. Smoke, molly, and then flash, but the other 2 guys should get ready to execute. Or basically to run out. Oof, that was painful to watch. Here again, communication is issues. Let's see. You were, I think you were supposed, yeah, it's a 1-2 fast and short. We were supposed to run out towards short, which means you have to smoke off the stairs. And if you don't smoke off the stairs, you have to throw these map control nades towards short that I showed you, which are the Molotov that you throw here, and then the flashbang that you bounce off the roof that lands right there. You have to throw these if you decide to not run out short instantly. And then right here, Benji just runs out. Not so nice, I guess. You should have tried to actually go to A. Just like, I don't know, fake it and sneak towards A actually. Don't make any steps. Oh, this was really unlucky, to be honest. It was actually a really nice round from you. Almost clutch. Now this is an eco, let's skip that. Next round. Yeah, you were the first guy, so pretty much you should have thrown the smoke. I really fucked up on the door there. But yeah, you're not really supposed to run out anyway, so what you should do is wait a little bit behind, and then if necessary you swing out and trade. What you did is just basically run out with me. It's not like on an execute, this is more like a bait and switch kind of situation where you just bait the guy and then swing out and trade if necessary. If he gets the kill, you don't really have to swing out at all. But yeah, as the first guy, try to throw this smoke. You just aim onto this part there. I don't know, pillar, I guess. Just against it. So yeah, same thing again here. Don't run out. Especially because you're the last guy in here. You have to stay in connect and watch the smoke so that no one can just jump through the smoke and kill us from behind. And try to stay pretty close to the smoke so that you can instantly take connector after it. So yeah, just stay close to the smoke, I guess. As the last guy, in any situation in connector, you always want to stay in connector. Maybe when we walk up connector, you're gonna hold the door. If we run out the door, you wanna hold the smoke on the stairs. So the last guy pretty much always wants to stay in connector. That was unlucky, I guess. I mean, I think we actually were holding this, but he killed you anyway. You were the first guy to die for some reason. So that was unlucky. Right, next round. We probably bought into this. Yeah, we did. Yeah, that That's what I meant pretty much. In the round, the Molotov was not quick enough here, so this guy could just peek over it. You never really want to throw anything down here in the area. You always want to throw it up here. I mean, it was kind of unlucky and kind of dumb for me to peek as well, I guess. But yeah, try to throw the Molotov onto the top of the stairs, like this first few steps. Right here, try to stay with your teammates. There's two things you can do. If you want to go long alone, that's totally fine. You can just go long alone and run all the way up. Try to actually get close to side and try to lurk onto A side and get a frag here. That's one option. You have to call that though. You have to tell your teammates, I'm lurking up A, wait. Or maybe even tell them to go B, and then you pretty much fake this, and then they can execute towards B. But then you obviously have to wait that they take short control and everything. Or you stay with your teammate. In this scenario, Cedrin, stay with him and go towards mid. Or tell him that you want to go long and tell him to come with you towards long. But don't split up 1-1. Stay together. Let's go a little bit back because that was kind of awkward as well here. Right here you should have not really pop flashed out, and then what you actually wanted to do, it looked like what you wanted to do, is just go out, actually try to sneak out for contact. If someone is there, your teammates can trade on you. If no one is there, you pretty much don't give the opponent any info. And then try to get as close as possible towards the B side without making any sound. And then again, you are only 3 people, you don't have a lot of utility, so don't try to throw and execute. This will only give the CTs a lot of time to rotate and give you a disadvantage. So what you actually just wanted to do here is come up onto this pallet here, the wooden part, sit here, throw the flashbang to your teammates, tell them that you're flashing them in, throw the flash, and the teammates, both teammates of you, just come in, trade onto this one guy, and then you're in a 2v2 and you have the bomb site. Okay, pistol round. Since you are further back, you don't want to push short. If we push in pistol rounds, and in general also, we only want to have 2 people push short. Very rarely we want more people than 2. So it was the right decision for you to stay on site, 100%. And that was a really good hole from you actually. That was a really good pistol round. Very nice. I don't know, man. This one is tough. It's not really wrong what you did, but it was not really good either. Let's look at this again and see what you could have done better. Smoke off mid. That's good. That Molotov is kind of wasted. Peeking out, not really recommended. What I would have done actually is sit here kind of in an off angle and try to catch anyone who's trying to get into connector, because we had 2 people in connector fighting off people down here, and Benji I think got killed because he ran up, which was the wrong decision here because we had you in mid. But yeah, all you really had to do is kind of oops, where am I? Sit here and just basically cover us from mid. So just make sure that no one can run down into connector, but not overextend in a way that you could die. Keep the Molotov. You could have mollied off right here, so that you can basically just fight this angle and not have to worry about this. And actually I would have kept the smoke as well, because the smoke would have been kind of your lifeline. So if something went wrong, and things would have gotten out of hand, you could have just smoked off mid and fell back. And then play the round out with everything you have left and the teammates you have left. We would have been in probably a better situation than the T's, outnumbering them, and you could have just played back and survived and playing the numbers. Now in this situation, I want to show you my perspective real quick so that you understand. So I was here, I was flashing these guys so that you could peek out, which happened. Cedrin got a frag. He swung out. You were the one deeper into the connector. So your job in the situation is not really to fight middle. Your job in the situation is to hold off connector and watch your teammates back. So as long as Cedrin is fighting at the top, I mean, actually you should have been the one fighting at the top because you had a rifle, but he was fighting and you should have held off the back. So to make sure that he does not have any problems and you don't have any problems, just smoke off connector. Drop your smoke in a way that it is really hard for the T's to get anywhere. So don't drop it deep in here because they can't just sneak through this. But actually, like, drop it right, I'd say like here maybe. So just bounce it off the wall, make it land there, and then you have a really nice smoke wall here. You can just sit here and watch the smoke in a nice off angle. Obviously you can smoke it off here and watch the smoke as well if you prefer that, but that's what I would do. And yeah, as long as your teammates are fighting towards mid, you are the one in charge for holding the connector, pretty much, because then this guy couldn't have come up and kill both of you. And as soon as Cedrin is done with fighting on middle, you can then swing onto connector and trade under this guy. So pretty much trade on the guy on the top, trade on the guy at the bottom. Easy as that. So yeah, that's why I actually said that you should smoke off in the way I told you to, because then you could sit here and watch the smoke, and you could always come up here and trade as well. So yeah. Same situation here. You're in connector. Don't worry about middle. We have mid. All you really have to worry about is holding the connector. Only worry about mid as soon as it. Yeah, as soon as you see that your teammates have contact there. And now in a situation like this, don't peek out mid. Look at the map. You have two teammates on long and side now. They fell back. They can't support your mid anymore. You are pretty much alone in connector. So the only way out for you right here is either to get like a fucking amazing round and destroy everyone, or to tell you guys on B to take short for you, and then you can take short with them, and then fall back over B side. Or actually stay on short, and then one from the B guys is rotating off towards A. But yeah, your only way out of connector in a situation like this is towards short. So tell your B guys to take short for you and with you. And also that is really good as well, because you take a lot of map and you get a lot of info with this if no one is there. So yeah. But don't peek out towards mid if you don't have anyone in mid to support you. Where you at? There you are. Now this happened quite a lot, and I mean this is just due to because we haven't practiced it. But generally, when we take middle control, the first two guys want to go towards the mid, and then the last guy goes into connector. So your job in these situations was actually always to take mid control. Good trades here, a little bit risky, I'd say. You should have actually stayed with me. Don't really worry about connector in a situation like this, because there were like 3 people on long. There was one guy already spotted towards, I think, B or something. If we just take out these 2 last guys on fountain, then we can worry about connector after this. But I don't know, that was kind of, I guess that was kind of game sense because I've played this map so much, but I kind of knew that there was no one in connector. I guess you could have not known that, but I kind of felt like there was no one in connector pretty much, so that's why I actually sat there and just watched fountain, like an idiot pretty much. Yeah, good job there on killing that guy. So yeah, pretty much like this smoke. That's what I meant before. So where you have a really nice smoke wall in front of you. Same thing again here. You're kind of trapped in connector. Try to take short with your teammates to get out of here, and then you lose the gunfire. That's kind of unlucky, I guess. But yeah, you have to. If you want to play connector, you have to play it in a way that you never get trapped in it. And you can only play that in a certain way. And we're going to talk about that soon in training as well. But that was not the right way, pretty much. Okay, that's an eco. Let's skip this. And we have one more. Let's skip this. And this is the gun round. You don't really want to smoke off mid if you don't decide to do anything with it. Rather keep your smoke and use it for toilets or middle, and then you can play around it. Now here, who's that on long? Yeah, you don't want to split up on A. It's pretty much the same thing. Again, stay together on mid or stay together on long, but don't split up on one. And I'd also not recommend you to go into long toilets and then fall back over long, but actually fall back over mid and then re-aggress onto long and get into this corner, and someone sits here supporting. Yeah. So get a frag on mid. That was a little bit careless, I guess. So you don't want to just sit here and look at the box if they come up. Where did Benji die? Up here. Why would he go there? Yeah, what I'd recommend you actually is to have someone sit here on side and someone back here in bank. That's something we're going to talk about when we come to CT setups. But that would have been the right play in a situation like this. So eco again. Now we can buy. That doesn't really do anything besides that bounce really weird. Okay, that was weird. But yeah, you don't want to throw Molotov just behind the fountain. It doesn't do anything really. Rather come into connector, throw the Molotov just down here in front of the door, and then you can pretty much, yeah, keep your focus on mid. Not really worry about to connect it too much. Yeah. Oh, I saw this round. Um, what you have to know about walking up the ladder is exactly this. It's a really good example. T's in a default or in any round, they don't rush. They will always have one guy towards B. And if we get a lot of frags towards A and they decide to go A, which was the case here, and you rush through the connector and then run up the ladder here, the rotator will probably be somewhere in this area right here, and he will hear you. So you want to sneak up the ladder, or maybe even wait on the ladder. So pretty much sit on the ladder right here, like this, and wait for steps to pass you. If there's no steps passing you, you can just sneak up. But if there's steps passing, you can sneak up behind them actually and try to flank them, which is even better. So don't rush through the connector and run up the ladder. Yeah, that's basically it though. I hope it helped. And yeah, we'll soon talk about a lot of things to fix some of the bigger mistakes regarding team play and such. So yeah, that's it.